You finally got the raise you were hoping for. You expected to have a little breathing room, maybe save more, pay off debt faster, or finally start getting ahead. But somehow you're still broke, and it feels like nothing really changed. I'll show you where your raise really went, and the simple changes that help you actually keep more of the money you earn. It feels confusing because you didn't expect a raise to leave you in the same place financially. You weren't trying to waste the extra money. In fact, you probably had good intentions. Maybe you wanted to save more, pay off debt faster, build an emergency fund, or finally stop worrying every time an unexpected bill showed up. Instead, a few months passed, and your bank account didn't look much different. That's what makes this so frustrating. You earned more, but your life hasn't changed. Most people assume that means they must have made bad financial decisions or lacked enough discipline. But that usually isn't the problem. The real problem is much quieter than that. A raise doesn't automatically improve your financial life. It simply gives your money a new opportunity to go somewhere. And if you don't decide where that extra income goes first, everyday life will make that decision for you. That's why so many raises seem to disappear without a single big purchase to explain where the money went. The question isn't whether you earned more. The question is, what claimed your raise before you ever had the chance to use it? Here's where most people get surprised. They expect a raise to create financial progress automatically. But money doesn't work that way. Every extra dollar has to be given a purpose. If it isn't, something else will quietly claim it. Sometimes it's obvious. You move into a nicer apartment. You upgrade your car. You start eating out a little more often because you finally feel like you can afford it. But most of the time, it isn't one big decision. It's a streaming service you didn't think twice about. A few more convenience purchases each week. Higher insurance premiums. Rising grocery prices. A subscription you forgot to cancel. A little more spending here and there because the pressure finally eased. None of those choices feel expensive by themselves. But together, they slowly absorb the extra income your raise created. That's why it feels like your raise disappeared without you ever seeing it happen. Little by little, everyday spending quietly claimed the extra income before you ever noticed the difference. There's nothing wrong with improving your quality of life. That's one of the reasons people work hard for a raise in the first place. The problem is when every dollar of the raise gets spent automatically. Because if all of your increased income quietly becomes increased spending, your financial position stays exactly where it was before. You make more. You spend more. And getting ahead never actually begins. That's the misunderstanding most people never see. The raise wasn't supposed to change your life by itself. It was supposed to give you the opportunity to change it. At first, this doesn't seem like a big problem. You still pay your bills. Life goes on. Nothing feels like it's falling apart. But over time, something important happens. The raise you worked so hard to earn stops creating future freedom. Instead of helping you build an emergency fund, it's already spoken for. Instead of paying off debt faster, your payments stay about the same. Instead of giving you more choices, you're left depending on the next raise just to feel comfortable again. That's how people end up earning more every few years but wondering why they never feel financially ahead. The frustrating part is that you can be making more money than you ever have before and still be living paycheck to paycheck. Not because you're irresponsible. Because every increase in income has quietly become an increase in obligations. That's a difficult cycle to escape. Each raise gives temporary relief, but a few months later you're waiting for the next one because your lifestyle has adjusted to the last one. Eventually, your income grows, but your financial freedom doesn't. And that's the real cost. The opportunity to get ahead slowly disappears, not because you didn't earn enough, but because every raise was spent before it was given a purpose. In a moment, I'll show you the simple habit that lets you enjoy your raise while still making sure it moves your life forward instead of quietly disappearing. The The solution isn't to avoid raises or feel guilty about enjoying them. The solution is to decide where your raise goes before your lifestyle decides for you. Think of every raise as an opportunity, not extra spending money. Before your first paycheck with the raise arrives, make a simple plan. Ask yourself one question. What job is this raise going to do? Maybe part of it goes toward paying off debt faster. Maybe part of it builds your emergency fund. Maybe part of it increases your retirement savings. And yes, it's perfectly okay if part of it improves your lifestyle too. The goal isn't to deny yourself the benefits of working hard. The goal is to make sure your raise improves both your life today and your financial future. For example, if your raise increases your take-home pay by $300 a month, don't wait until the money is sitting in your checking account. Decide in advance. Maybe $150 automatically goes into savings or toward debt. Maybe $50 increases your retirement contribution. That still leaves $100 to enjoy without feeling guilty. Now your raise is working for you instead of quietly disappearing. The important part is making the decision before the money arrives. Because once the extra income blends into your everyday spending, it becomes much harder to tell where it went or to redirect it toward the future you were hoping to build. That's how a raise starts changing your life instead of simply making your monthly spending a little more expensive. Here's a simple way to put this into practice the next time your income increases. Before you spend a single dollar of your raise, write down exactly what it's going to do. Not every dollar, just the extra money. Give each part a job. For example, a portion builds your emergency fund. A portion pays down debt faster. A portion goes toward long-term investing. And if you want, a portion improves your lifestyle. Now your raise has a plan before real life has a chance to absorb it. Beth did something similar after receiving a raise at work. In the past, the extra money slowly disappeared into everyday spending. She wasn't making reckless purchases. She was simply saying yes to little upgrades that felt affordable because her paycheck was larger. This time, she made the decision before the money arrived. Part of her raise automatically went into savings. Part went toward paying off her credit card. The rest became extra spending money she could enjoy without worrying that she was hurting her future. A few months later, something felt different. It wasn't just that she had more money. She finally had proof that her raise was changing her life instead of disappearing into it. That's the habit to build. Every time your income increases, don't ask, "What can I afford now?" Ask, "What do I want this raise to accomplish?" The next raise you earn doesn't have to disappear. It can become the moment your financial future finally starts changing. A raise is a great opportunity, but it only creates lasting change when you decide where the extra money goes before something else does. Once you give every raise a purpose, you'll stop wondering where it went and start seeing real progress toward the goals that matter most to you. But even if you do that, there's another problem that catches a lot of people by surprise. Sometimes it isn't a raise that disappears. It's your entire paycheck. You get paid, and before the month is over, you find yourself wondering where all the money went. In the next video, we'll look at why your paycheck seems to disappear before you know it, and how to find the hidden money leaks that quietly keep you from getting ahead. The next video in this series isn't available just yet. In the meantime, I recommend watching If You Don't Control Your Money, It Controls You. It shows why taking control of your money affects far more than your bank account. It gives you more choices, more stability, and a stronger future. If this series is helping you, I'd love to have you subscribe and continue the journey with us. And if you know someone who's working hard but still not getting ahead, share this video with them. It may be exactly what they need to hear.